Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue unpacking some well-wishing Chinese expressions in January. I'm going to change another topic in next month, so don't worry, you are not stick with well-wishing all the time, but simply because it's a January, and at the beginning of the year, that's the most often month when we are going to wish somebody. We're going to exchange well wishes, with our friends, right? So that's why January is well-wishing month. 百年好合 is today's expression. Actually, it's not seasonal. It's occasional. Based on the occasion, which is wedding. So that's the expression 百年好合 when you wish a new couple, newlyweds, have their 100 years in good union. I mean, in itself, it's okay. In today's age, when dating becomes an obstacle, becomes like a difficult thing to do, right? Whoever can make it into tying the knot stage is quite an accomplishment, right? Because we're not at a arranged marriage age anymore. It's people's ultimate freedom of choice. It's really a dating market, right? It's exchange, and it's a keeps searching until you reach the one you think you are going to happy with, right? So it's quite daunting and complex in a sense in the dating market. And if you made it into wedding, and then the next step in Chinese, we're going to wish people 百年. Of course, we use 100 years because that's the biggest time frame we can think of. That's going to cover your whole gamut of marriage. In the wedding milestones, we have gold signifying its 50-year of marriage, and maybe there are diamonds like 70-year. So if we use 百年, that's making sure that the duration of that wish is enough to cover the whole full length of the marriage. Okay, 好合, everything is good. 合 means union. So that's Chinese expression to wish not only you made it to the finish line, so to speak, finish line for the dating, but the beginning line for the marriage life. And I would wish you during that 100 years, the maximum of possible staying married duration. Every year is a good union for you guys. I mean, whoever made that is even rarer and higher accomplishment. Okay. 百年, 100. Okay, there are two parts of this 100 thing. One is horizontal line. That simply means the skyline. And below it, it means color white. And this color white came from the sun ray from the sun. Okay, I guess the bottom in this context, it means the sun, which I don't exactly know. It could be something else. Now look at it. Because the sun will be a kind of oval shape, because hardly we can draw a perfect sphere, right? So Chinese eventually gave up in creating this perfect sphere thing. We just draw oval shape and then put a horizontal line in it to signify their energy from this spherical thing. And that means the sun symbol. But now here we see these two spikes in there. And that looks like a cave thing, right? Okay, anyways, I cannot come up with a story of how this thing pieced together to create the meaning of 100, because 100 itself is a borrowed character. 100 is a unit of count, right? We count to 100, which is 1010. And that's kind of abstract. And it's a kind of hard to express in this 2D frame, because that's an abstraction of a quantification of things, unit of things, right? So Chinese, just like the 10,000, so Chinese have this 10,000 character that's based on the scorpion reproduction, which is a multitude, like a lot of the sense of its multiplication. It's a huge number, but actually scorpions are probably 30 in a brood, something like that. But probably over the lifetime, scorpions are highly reproductive. And that multiplication was used to mean 10,000, huge number in back then. That was a huge number, close to infinity. Now, 100, Okay, so this one, then Chinese use this 10,000. So the scorpion, drawing out everything scorpion character is too complicated. Eventually Chinese use another character, which is a surname for somebody, and borrow that to mean 10,000. So here, this 100 thing is also a borrowed character that using this color white plus this horizontal sky limit thing to mean 100. So it's hard to interpret meaning-wise, thematically, because it's a borrowed character. It's nothing related to the concept of this unit of, or this exact number in a numerical sense. So, and also I'm questioning why this is a sun, because it doesn't really look at the perfect oval shape with horizontal line that means the sun. But scholars would view this thing as the sun ray coming from the sun, supposedly the sun, but now I'm questioning why it's a sun. In any case, it's a borrowed concept to mean 100. Not helpful. And Nian is somebody carrying the crops from this year. The crop symbol is expressed by this plant or tree symbol thing with bended top. So when the top is bended, that means it's ripening, and therefore it's heavy, and therefore it's bending like that. So that's Chinese crop, and this is holding onto, kind of like imagine Santa have a whole bag of things behind the back, right? So kind of holding like this. So this carrying crop signifies the end of the year, because that's for agrarian society, your whole year's season or activity is centered around your farming activity. So from the seed planting all the way to harvesting, so now you're carrying a whole bag of your crops, your hard work of the year, and that is the marker of the, so to speak, the finish line of your year. And this image itself then signifies the year. 100 year, 好合, how. Okay, at the beginning when I first started doing this, I didn't know about that. This left means daughter, the right means the son. Before I thought this simply means woman, but no, it's unmarried woman, somebody's daughter. So for Chinese, what is constitutes concept of good? So for a family, when you start a family, Chinese value, you have both daughter and son. You have both genders present in your offspring, and that's considered good. I don't know why. That's the orientation. So I guess when you reproduce, you try to reproduce both genders so that where, you know, the next generation, the future generations of your plant or of your genes, they're going to be balanced. You can go both ways, right? Rather than imbalanced. So I guess culturally it's encouraged to have offsprings in both genders so that the future of the whole, you know, name carrier can extend further longer. Okay, so that's good. 和, I translate it as union. It's made of, you see here, it looks kind of like that, right? That's why I'm questioning it. This is a mouse symbol. So it's kind of a box shape, but with rounded corner at the bottom and the kind of a spiky corners on the top. And that spiky corners, I would view it as the smiley face of the corner of your mouth, kind of looking like that. That's a mouse symbol. A mouse symbolizes either population or the speaking function. So either the eating function as a consumption or the speaking function as a contributor of opinions, right? So that's a mouse symbol. And then this kind of a triangular kind of structure thing either means social structure. The depiction of social structure as a pyramid probably came after, way after the language creators, you know, make up of this icon. So I doubt in the creator's mindset, they already visualize social structure as this pyramid shape, because only one on the tip and then the base is kind of like gradually finding out like that. But oftentimes this triangular thing gives you a sense of hierarchy. And then it also has another possibility of meaning, which is gathering. So I guess the triangle is abstract, but somehow it means gathering. It means that a lot of them get concentrated in a relatively small space, right? That's gathering. And so when you have mouse symbol means individuals, right? Either as a consumption consumer or speaker, right? Then you have this gathering. That means at least two of them come together, share their consumption and speaking. In this context of 百年好合, this marriage context is two parties gather, both have their consumption and voice. And that makes sense, right? But in language creators, this 和, there's another version of this triangle thing means it's linked. It's an enclosure. So it's a continuous link of this. Everywhere is linked, even if it's not expressed as linked, because here it's definitely broken, right? But originally it means a continuous triangle. And the bottom is a continuous box shape. So triangle, rectangle, both stack up together. It means this enclosure, this linked connectedness. And that's another way to explain why it's a union. But this gathering plus mouse, and that's probably a good fit with this context of 百年好合, that is wishing somebody happy marriage. So here I'm using a contact of me in China, my China connection, who is a wedding photographer. And this is the second time I'm using his, because it's a wedding photographer, right? So he is capturing real time the wedding picture presentation of how newlyweds want to present themselves. And this is the beginning of the wedding, right? The beginning of their marriage, that they're at their peak or prime, so to speak. Like they're youngest, they can never be this young. So it's going to, progress later, but this is the very beginning. And as a well-wishing to themselves, right? They would do this elaborate wedding picture photo shoot in a studio a lot of times, and sometimes outdoor as well. It depends on your budget, right? They can go to really extreme. So this is a studio shot, and everybody is holding this almost lantern looking thing. Now that is made of double happiness. Double happiness means union, both happy, both party happy in here. Almost lantern shape, right? And almost like a fishing pole as well, and kind of playful in the setting. And I'm using this wedding picture, post newlyweds picture, to show that they are actually wishing themselves good luck in their marriage as well, because they want to preserve this, beautiful moment in their milestone in life. And this is the occasion, 百年好合. You, as their family and friends, you're going to use the expression 百年好合 to mean to wish them, good luck, like throughout the 100 years duration of your marriage. Every year is a good year, is you're going to have a good union. So meaning both party happy. All right, catching to the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.